Welcome to the wonders of our solar system. Today, we're diving into the mysteries of Venus, often called Earth's twin. But don't let that nickname fool you. Venus is anything but a paradise. Picture this, a planet practically the same size as Earth, but instead of lush landscapes and inviting oceans, you've got surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead. Alright, space cadets, let's get one thing straight. Venus is close. Not drop by for tea close, but astronomically speaking, it's practically Earth's neighbor. It's the second planet from the Sun, and in terms of size, it's practically Earth's doppelganger. You'd think that would make it prime real estate, right? Well, hold on to your spacesuits because things are about to get toasty. See, Venus has this little thing we call a runaway greenhouse effect. Imagine the worst heat wave you've ever experienced. Multiply it by a few hundred, and then make it last for, well, forever. The surface temperature can reach a mind-blowing 900 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you thought the heat was bad, wait till you hear about the atmosphere. It's about 90 times denser than Earth's, mostly made up of carbon dioxide, you know, the stuff we're trying to reduce here. It's so thick that if you were standing on the surface, it would feel like being 3,000 feet beneath the ocean. Oh, and did I mention the rain? Forget refreshing spring showers. On Venus, you get sulfuric acid rain. Luckily, it's way too hot for the rain to ever reach the surface. It evaporates long before it has a chance. So, we've established that Venus is pretty much the last place you'd want to book a vacation. But here's the thing. As extreme as Venus is, it holds a lot of importance for us Earthlings. You see, Venus is like a giant planetary-sized science experiment. And by studying it, we can learn a lot about our own planet, especially when it comes to climate change. Remember that runaway greenhouse effect I mentioned? Well, it's not just a fun fact to freak out your friends with. It's a stark reminder of what can happen when greenhouse gases run rampant in an atmosphere. On Earth, we're also seeing the effects of greenhouse gases trapping heat, leading to rising temperatures and all sorts of climate chaos. By studying the atmosphere of Venus, its composition, its weather patterns, and how it interacts with the surface, scientists can gain valuable insights into how greenhouse gases behave over long periods. This information is crucial for understanding the complexities of our own climate system and for developing strategies to mitigate the worst effects of climate change here on Earth. Alright folks, get ready for some rapid-fire Venus trivia that'll make your head spin faster than the planet itself. And yes, I did say faster than the planet itself, because on Venus, the days are longer than the years. You heard that right? It takes Venus a whopping 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, but only 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. That means a day on Venus is longer than its year. Can you imagine celebrating your birthday before the year is even finished? Talk about time flying. And speaking of spinning, Venus is a bit of a rebel because it rotates in the opposite direction to most planets in our solar system. So, on Venus the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, but that's not all. Venus is also the brightest object in our night sky after the sun and the moon. Ancient civilizations were so captivated by its brilliance that they gave it names like the morning star and the evening star, not realizing it was the same celestial object just showing off at different times of day. Now I know what you're thinking. Neil, with all that heat and acid rain, there's no way anything could survive on Venus, right? And you're mostly right. The surface of Venus is about as hospitable as a volcano during a heat wave. But here's where things get interesting. While the surface is a no-go for life as we know it, there's a glimmer of possibility in the upper atmosphere. High above the scorching surface, in the cooler layers of Venus's thick clouds, conditions are a bit more, dare I say, bearable? Don't get me wrong, it's still no picnic up there. We're talking about clouds made of sulfuric acid after all. But some scientists believe that these clouds could potentially harbor microscopic life forms known as extremophiles. Extremophiles are organisms that thrive in conditions that would kill most other life forms. Now, I'm not saying there are definitely Venusian microbes floating around up there, but it's a tantalizing possibility, and one that scientists are eager to investigate further. Venus is a fascinating and mysterious world that shows us how diverse and extreme planets can be, even in our own cosmic backyard. From its scorching surface temperatures to its thick, toxic atmosphere, Venus is a stark reminder that we are incredibly lucky to call Earth home. But even in its harshness, Venus holds valuable lessons for us. It teaches us about the delicate balance of our own planet's climate and the importance of protecting it. And who knows, maybe just maybe it holds the key to discovering life as we've never seen it before.